everyone, and welcome back. Today is day 15 of the Mile High Shufflers and Shuffle Curious January Shuffle Challenge. And today we will be going over the back step, and we'll sprinkle in a little bit of the reverse running man as well. So today is really a choose your own adventure type of movement. The back step is used in so many different ways within shuffling. You know, every time you do a running man, you do a back step. Every time you initiate your rock or the sequence of rock that we've gone over so far, you use a back step. There's so many different applications, and we just wanted to get on and show you a couple different ways that you can use it. Perhaps these are familiar, perhaps some of these are a little bit different than what you've seen before, but Allie and I absolutely love the back step, and we wanted to show you a couple different ways to use it. So first off, personally, I love using the back step to emphasize either low energy portions of a song or high energy portions of a song. So for the low energy aspects of a song, I like to kind of just really dig into my back step and maybe even get a little bit funky as to how I'm using it on the back quadrants of my tapping space. So, and what I mean by that is just pretend that your body's split in half off to the side, and you kind of have your back right quadrant, and then you have your back left quadrant as well. So I will go about just feeling out the song, what's happening. Maybe a drop is about to occur, but you still kind of have a beat going. So I will just sit in my back step, and I'll go back and forth a couple times, and then when the drop occurs, I'll go into a running man or something a little bit more intense. So play with that. Play with settling into a back step, and you can be flaring your heels in, you know, the whole entire time. You can switch on legs or with each of your legs and go back and forth. You can do, you know, a couple back steps, then a drag, and then back step. There's so many different ways that you can utilize this. So another way that I like to use the back step is to break up my running man. So if I'm doing my running man, you know, running man is very repetitive in nature. You can go back in a back step to just kind of break it up, perhaps use it in a musicality if you're hearing something that you can like kind of, you know, stomp on with it. But if I'm doing my running man and I feel ever the need to break it up, I can come back, and then out. And then, you know, back, and then back into my running man from there. It's just a very small thing that you can do on each leg whenever. It'll just break up that running man and show that you're engaged with your body. You're not just throwing it to an automatic process. You know, you want to kind of spice it up for yourself. So in addition to breaking up your running man, you can also use a back step to really emphasize the start of a rocking sequence. And I went over this a little bit during our rocking tutorial, but I like to do this for two reasons, and it feels good for two reasons. The first one being when you emphasize or do a strong back step when you are starting your rock, you're actually giving yourself quite a bit of momentum, especially if you're doing like a micro bounce rock. You're giving yourself a lot of momentum to start traveling across the floor and really initiate that rocking sequence that you want to get into. And the other thing is there's contrast. You know, if you want to jump in on, you know, the one of a dance phrase, like you hear, whether that's a drop or whether that's a, you know, new portion of the music, and perhaps you're doing something a little bit more low energy, you're doing a small running man, or you're doing like perhaps a shapes move that hasn't required you to move around the dance floor, you can give that contrast of a big back step to get you started, initiate a higher energy type of movement or rock and engaging your whole body. So that contrast that you put into the movement will just it'll make you pay more attention. It'll make everyone around you pay more attention that you have initiated a higher energy type of run. So for example, perhaps I'm in that small running man and I'm just really feeling myself. I'm like swiveling my hips, feels good. I hear the music start to change. I want to change with it. I get a big back step, and now I'm coming into my rock from there. Final thing with the back step that I want to show you guys that I think is very fun, and it's a cool way to jump into a run or to reinvigorate the run that you are doing. I like to call it like the jumping back step. I really garnered a lot of inspiration from seeing Matt Crockett, DJ Croc on Instagram. He does this all the time. He'll do it within a run. He'll do it when he's battling. He'll do it to initiate a run. And it's so clean. It's so smooth. I am still working on it myself, but it has been just a really fun way to start off my runs. So the way that we're going to do that is it can either be a kick to the front. It can be a kick to the front, or it can be a knee to the front, but it's going to be a 1 and 2. Like that's kind of how the count will be. So the kick will be on the 1, and then the and will be ready to go back into your back step, and then on that 2, you're hitting your back step. And this is typically where I'll initiate a running man. So it'll be a 1 and 2, just like that. So while I'm kicking or I'm doing my knee, there's a little bit of a hop there. It'll be 1 and 2. With the knee, it'll be 1 and 2 right there. So you're essentially going into a running man after you're kicking or throwing that knee, but emphasizing that back step on your running man is kind of the way that you want to approach this. Really try and hit that back step harder. The front leg isn't as important for how you land on it, but from what I've seen in other people and myself, you really get that back step back there after you're coming out of this jump or this hop that you do. It just makes your running man much smoother. All right, so those are a couple ideas as to how to use your back step in a couple different ways. Please feel free to explore on your own how you would like to use back steps. Maybe some of these resonated, maybe some didn't, but yeah, go ahead, check it out. Really think of, how you do back steps currently and how you can build off of that as well. So lastly, I promised that we would sprinkle in some reverse running man here. So let's jump into it. No surprises here. A reverse running man is doing the running man in reverse. So it's just a little bit funky if you haven't done it before. Where to put your weight, how to distribute your weight into each of your feet as you're doing it. But I will try my best to explain this. When you're in your split stance, you are going to bring your back leg forward, and then your front leg is going to go into the perch. So back leg goes forward like so, and then front leg is going to come into that perch. So at the same time, it'll be here. And then from here, we're going to do a back step. So your perch leg is actually going to come back on that back step, and you're going to shoot the leg that is weight bearing forward. So it'll look like this. It'll stay on the ground, but it'll be sliding in front of you. So at the same time, it'll look like so. Here. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat that process over and over again. So this leg is going to come to the perch, and then this leg will prop up to the perch. So this will be weight bearing here, and then we're going to go back with our back step and slide our other leg forward here. Okay. So a small tip about transitioning from your running man to the reverse running man. How I like to think about it is I want to put a little bit of weight on my front foot to initiate that reverse running man. So if I'm doing my normal running man and I want to start the reverse running man on this foot, I want to put a little bit of weight on it to help me spring back, because I know that I'm going to be bringing my weight back a little bit so that I can shoot this leg forward and I can bring this perch leg up like that. So as soon as I get to this leg and I know I want to do it on this leg, I'm going to put weight on it and then shoot it up. So do it again, here, up, just like that. I put a little bit of weight onto it, and that allowed me to shoot it back up. So what I've seen and what I've gathered is the reverse running man is very near and dear to many shufflers who particularly like the cutting shapes style of shuffling. Therefore, I don't do it a lot. I actually do a little bit of a variation of it. And so this is a little bit more Melbourne style. So pick whichever one you feel like resonates with you. Play around with them, perhaps create your own movement around this. But the one that I would like to show you is a variation that I see a lot of Melbourne shufflers doing. So, and the way that you're going to perform this, you're actually going to open up your hips a little bit. So I want to show it to you guys facing forward. So when you're performing this style, this type of reverse running man, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to place weight on that front foot and you're going to come up. But when you come up, you're going to then kind of open your hip. So when I bring my back leg forward, when I'm doing this motion, coming forward, I'm going to come here, okay? And then I'm going to drop this leg back and go into a split stance, going side to side. So like this. So, and then when I come back and I want to repeat this process, I'm going to jump up to my perch. This is going to come in here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other foot. So I'm going to come here, 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 like so. So there's really no rules as to, how much you want to be in that split stance. You can even be a little bit staggered and have them split like that. Whatever is more comfortable for you, but however your hips feel the best as you perform this. I can't go very wide, but whatever is most comfortable for you and how you perform this. All right, y'all, that is all I have for you for day 15, back step and reverse running man. Please, like I said, choose your own adventure. Go with whatever really resonates with you. Explore, try things out. Really try both of those movements on yourself and see how it fits. So tomorrow we'll be back with day 16, the Miami step. Until then, take care.